Welcome to the channel. Welcome back. We're going to be dealing with the 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris. Let's get straight into it. What we'll always remember from the 2020 Paris Summer Olympics. That's an Olympic cauldron. It's pictured through the Olympic rings as it stands high near that museum on day 2 of the Olympic Games. It's a pretty cool pic. CNN said, truly what an incredible Olympics it was here in France. It's hard to condense a 2-week period as jam-packed with memorable moments as these incredible Paris Olympics, but this is our best attempt. Here are 12 things we'll always remember from the Paris Summer Olympics of 2024. Simone Biles cements her status as the greatest of all time. Simone Biles came to Paris as the most decorated gymnast ever and left with another 3 Olympic gold medals as well as a silver, becoming one of the biggest stories of these games. Such a haul underlies her status as the greatest athlete the sport has ever seen, particularly in light of her journey to the Olympic Games, which is now well known but becomes no less extraordinary with each retelling. The 27-year-old pulled out several events at the Tokyo Olympics, suffering from the twisties, a mental block causing gymnasts to lose track of themselves in the air, and took time away from the sport to focus on her mental health. Then in Paris, she led the U.S. to a brilliant gymnastics team gold before securing individual golds in the all-time, the all-around, and the vault competitions, as well as a silver on the floor. Let's video.
Saving on your education should be a right, not a competition. At University of Phoenix, our bachelor's and master's scholarships are accessible to all. You'll get the best scholarship or savings you qualify for.
Sorry about that. I know y'all don't want to watch no advertisement. So I'm going to just talk to you instead. But y'all got to excuse me for that. I wasn't prepared for that.
Of excitement, of gratitude for this moment this time around. Why were these games so important to you?
Well, it was important to me because nobody forced me to be out there on that stage. I solely did it for myself, and I'm in a really good spot mentally and physically. So doing this for just me, it meant the world.
And you overcame a lot to get here. We all know that. Does time stop when you're 12 feet in the air, flipping through the air? For us mere mortals, can we just close our eyes and you walk me through what you're feeling, what you're sensing as you're flipping through one of your wildest maneuvers?
Honestly, sometimes it feels like time goes really fast, like the floor comes sooner than it should. But most of the time it does feel like you're up there for a while and you're just waiting to come back down. But it is really exciting.
Well, that was Simone Biles. Despite all the hype and the expectation around her, Biles told CNN Sport that her return to the Olympics was for no one else. Quote, it was important to me because nobody forced me to be out there on the stage. She said, I solely did it for myself and I'm in a really good spot mentally and physically. So doing this just for me meant the world. Her return to the pinnacle of the sport has become a story about the importance of therapy, prioritizing your own mental health and bouncing back from rock bottom. I think that's amazing. Next, we got the Algerian boxer, Amain Khalif. I might be getting his name wrong. He becomes an unlikely face of the games. Main Khalif became an unlikely face of these Olympic Games when she was subjected to online abuse after Italian boxer Angela Carini quit their bout in 46 seconds. Khalif went on to win the women's 66 kg welterweight gold medal a week later. Some spectators watching her bout against Carini later raised questions about Khalifi's participation, citing a 2023 decision by non-discredited boxing regulator to bar her from a women's tournament. This is a woman. I assumed it was a man. That's interesting. She won that thing too. The International Olympic Committee, however, strongly supported her participation in the 2024 Games, with IOC spokesperson Mark Adams saying she was born female, was registered female, she lived life as a female, boxed as a female, has a female passport, end quote. The fight became a flashpoint for an often misinformed debate about how women are allowed to compete in sports. It also triggered an onslaught of online abuse, with transphobic commenters incorrectly calling Khalif a man because of an alleged physical advantage. It's very interesting. With the eyes of the world on her, Khalif progressed through the competition, received huge amounts of support from the crowds watching her fight, and eventually won a gold medal. I'm very happy. For 8 years, this has been my dream, and I'm now the Olympic champion, a gold medalist, she said after the fight. I've worked for 8 years, no sleep, 8 years tired. After Khalif won her gold medal, her lawyer said on Saturday that she has filed a legal complaint with the Paris prosecutors, saying she suffered aggravated online harassment. Amain Khalif decided to lead a new fight, one of justice, dignity, and honor, her lawyer said. The third spotlight, we got 12, 3 of 12. You got a lot more coming. Katie Ledecky becomes most decorated female U.S. Olympian of all time. She is a beast. Katie Ledecky only furthered her legacy as an Olympic great at these games, winning 4 medals, 2 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. In the process, she became the most decorated female U.S. Olympian of all time with 14 medals, surpassing fellow swimmer Jenny Thompson. At 27, Ledecky likely has another Games in her, especially with the prospect of a home Olympics up next in Los Angeles in 4 years' time. Let's check out the video. Excuse me for the advertisements.
If your dog has food sensitivities, their food might have ingredients that don't agree with you.
Sorry about that, guys. The cute puppies. Everyone loves puppies, unless you got allergies. All right.
What would 18 gold medals, 14 overall? If these medals from these games could talk, what would they say about how special these games have been?
I think they would cheer. I think, the energy here in Paris has been incredible, so I think they would just join in on the cheering that all the Parisians have been giving to all the athletes here.
Yeah. One thing I noticed in our conversations, and anytime someone asks, what has it taken for you to be able to do what you do? And you say, stuck to the process. I take one day at a time. I sacrifice. And that is true. It can be that simple. And it is. But what are some of the things that maybe you take for granted that you do or have done over the years that other people might find fascinating?
I think I just try really hard to be consistent each year. It's not just every 4 years for me. I'm competing at World Championships in between Olympics and a lot of other meets as well. So it's not just a few races every 4 years. It's a lot of training, a lot of races in between these big moments.
Your beautiful family is here, finally. What is it like having them here this time after Tokyo?
It's great to have family and friends back at the Olympics after not being there in Tokyo. It's just been a great environment, great atmosphere, and very special to share the moments after competition with all of them, get to celebrate and soak in a little bit of Paris.
Now, my mom once cut seat belts out of the back of one of our old cars so that she could make a weight training device for me.
Wow.
What's one of the sacrifices your family made that was either quirky or just something you're going to look back and say, wow, they really loved me?
Well, definitely a lot of early mornings. I think any swim parent or swimmer would say that. We have early morning practices. When I was, in middle school, high school, some of those practices would start at 4:45 in the morning. So my parents would be up at 4, make me a quick breakfast, drive me to the pool, definitely sacrifice some hours of sleep, and just were great sports about it all. It was never a sacrifice to them. They were just supporting me and supporting my goals.
You must be so proud. Now, Simone Biles told me she would be a honey badger in the gym, a sloth at home, though. What would your spirit animal be to describe the aura of Katie Ledecky?
I think I would have to say a porpoise because my summer league swim team, we were the Palisades Porpoises, so that's my go-to answer. And obviously I love the water, so.
That's pretty good. Picture me this. The year is 2052. You've just finished your last Olympics.
Oh, come on. No.
Coach Ledecky, would you like that? I feel like you'd be good at that.
I don't know. I love swimming, and I think no matter what I do beyond my swimming career, I think I'll always stay in the sport in some capacity. I just love the pool, love the water, love, telling people how great our sport is, getting people in the pool to learn how to swim. That's really important to me. So I'll always be attached to swimming in some respect, but I have a lot of respect for my coaches and the time and the hours and the hard work that they put in. So I don't know if I could do what they do. They're great.
Katie Ledecky, everybody. She is one heck of a swimmer. I'll tell you that. She said, quotes, "I just love the pool, love the water, love telling people how great our sport is." She recently told CNN Sport, quotes, "Getting people in the pool to learn how to swim, that's really important to me." In Paris, Ledecky won her gold medals in the 800 and 1500 meter freestyle events, as well as a silver in the 4x200 meter freestyle relay, and bronze in the 400 meter freestyle. Yeah, the girl's a beast. Congratulations, Katie Ledecky. Opening ceremony, controversy in the semi-naked blue guy. This is spotlight number 4, I believe. It was one of the more memorable moments of arguably the most unique opening ceremony in history, but one that has sparked controversy around the world. The scene in question has been described by some critics as a parody of The Last Supper, which featured drag artists and multiple dancers. Wow. The performance in question also included Philippe Catherine, a French entertainer who featured as a Greek god of wine, Dionysus, and quickly, I'm sorry for messing up that name, I should know it, and quickly became known as the semi-naked blue guy. Let's check it out. And excuse me.
Most Americans are typically sold fish that have been raised and kept.
But this has got to be a good one. This is crazy.
Today.
Vivons comme on est né, nu. Vivons comme on est né, nu, tout simplement tout nu.
Millions of people watched the opening ceremony, and they all had the same question. What is up with this man in blue?
Je chantais ma chanson qui s'appelle Nu, Naked, qui est une chanson, au fond, qui dit une chose très simple. Est-ce qu'il y aurait eu des guerres si on était resté tout nu? La réponse est peut-être que non, parce qu'on ne peut pas cacher un revolver ou cacher un revolver quand on est tout nu.
Some said it was blasphemous. What did you think of those who criticised it, who were offended?
Je suis vraiment désolé si ça a pu choquer quelques personnes que ce soit, parce que ce n'était pas du tout l'intention. Moi, j'ai été élevé dans la religion chrétienne. Et ce qu'il y a de beau dans la religion chrétienne, ben, c'est le pardon. Donc je demande pardon si j'ai offensé. Donc les chrétiens du monde me l'accorderont, j'en suis sûr. Et comprendront que c'était surtout un malentendu de religion, du tableau de la scène. Non, il a été question toujours de Dionysos.
Let's talk a little bit more about the colour blue. Why were you blue? How long did it take to get ready?
Ma maman m'a toujours dit, Philippe, il vaut mieux que tu portes du bleu plutôt que du jaune. Ça fait ressortir ses yeux. Le bleu, c'est pour toi. Ça a duré 3 heures pour arriver à ce corps bleu pailleté, et puis aussi 3 heures pour enlever tout ça.
Were you able to wash all the blue paint off after the performance?
Impossible. Il reste toujours des traces du passé. Je les conserve dans mon nombril.
Yo, that's interesting. In the scene, Katerine sang a song while lying on the table, seemingly without clothes and covered head to toe in glittery blue paint. His appearance went viral, watched by millions of people around the world. In an interview with CNN, Katerine said his song Nude or Naked was a message for peace inspired by war, such as those in Gaza and Ukraine. Quote, would there have been wars if we'd stayed naked? The answer is perhaps not, because you can't hide a gun or a dagger when you're naked, he said, end quote. Olympic organizers apologized for the scene after it was criticized by the Catholic Church and Christian groups. The French Catholic Church said the festivities included scenes of derision and mockery of Christianity. Catherine, too, apologized if his appearance shocked people, calling it a misunderstanding. Next spotlight. Spotlight number 5, I believe. Noah Lyles, eventful week in Paris. Noah Lyles is never too far from the headlines, and the Paris Games weren't any different for the U.S. sprinter. First, he won a gold medal in the men's 100-meter dash by the slimmest of margins, just 0.005 of a second, exploding down the track at the Stade de France and leaning in to cross the finish line ahead of favored Kashane Thompson of Jamaica. The bronze medalist, Noah Lyles of Team USA, reacts after competing in the men's 200-meter final on day 13 of the Olympic Games, Paris 2024. The victory ended in a 20-year Olympic drought in the event for the USA when Justin Gatlin won the 100-meter race in Athens. It also cemented Lyles as the premier American superstar in the discipline, as the charismatic 27-year-old sprinter had already been one of the top faces of track and field with his blazing speed and viral moments. Then, a few days later, was his signature race, the 200-meter sprint. He was typically very confident of competing an Olympic double. However, in a stunning turn of events, Laos finished in third, unable to overcome Botswana Tigoba and his Team USA com- compatriot Kenneth Bednarik, who finished in first and second place respectively. However, the result of the race was quickly bumped from the headlines when Niles laid down on the track immediately following his crossing the finish line. He was helped off the track by medical personnel in a wheelchair and taken to the medical holding area. He later revealed that he had tested positive for COVID-19 earlier this week and ran in the Thursday's 200 meters race anyway. It was the last we saw of Lyles in Paris, but he left with the gold and bronze medal added to his tally, and his title as the fastest man in the world reclaimed. Scene takes center stage for better or worse. Ahead of the Paris Olympics, swimming in the River Seine had been illegal for more than 100 years due to water pollution level. However, in a mission to stand out and make some of the swimming events unique, authorities spent at least 1.4 billion to clean up the scene. In the lead up to the games, and Paris officials made a big show of displaying its suitability. Athletes dive into the Seine River to start the swimming stage of the men's individual triathlon at the Paris 2024 Games. However, the river's E. coli levels meant the men's individual triathlon, which began with the swimming leg in the Seine, had to be postponed by a day, and practice swims for the marathon swim and triathlons had to be canceled due to poor water quality levels following rainy days. But Paris 2024 organizers insisted the water quality in the Seine was at a very good level the morning of the individual triathlons. Belgium later withdrew from the mixed relay triathlon race, and Switzerland had to mix up its roster after athletes from both countries fell ill following the initial triathlon races. Neither countries said if their respective athletes' illnesses were due to E. coli, but it only increased scrutiny around the use of the scene. Despite water quality eventually reaching acceptable levels, Olympic organizers were criticized by athletes and national Olympic committees for the uncertainty around the race and training schedules. Leon Marchand becomes hometown hero in the pool. If there was one French athlete who starred most of the Paris Games, it was probably Leon. The 22-year-old was a sensation in the pool, becoming the first athlete in decades to win two individual swimming gold medals, the 200 male breaststroke and the 200-meter breaststroke and the 200-meter butterfly on the same night, both in Olympic record times. Gold medalist Leon Marchand of Team France celebrates on the podium during the swimming medal ceremony after the men's 200-meter breaststroke final on day 5 of the Olympic Games in Paris. He won 4 overall golds in the game on home soil. The thunderous chanting of Marchand's name was the soundtrack of the arena on August 1st after the Olympic record-setting night. It was amazing. The first day was definitely the most impressive for me. I just came on the pool side and the whole pool was cheering for me, end quote, he told CNN Sport. Coached by Bob Bowman, the same man who helped Michael Phelps to legendary status, Marchand had blossomed into one of the most dominant swimmers, and to do it in front of the home crowd was an even more special occasion. There was like 15,000 people in my lane. It was amazing. It's something I will remember forever, he told The Wire. Turkey's understated Olympic shooter causes a stir and inspires a celebration. Perhaps the most talked about athlete from these Olympics wasn't necessarily the most decorated nor the most obvious household name. Turkish shooter Yusuf Dayek, who won the silver in the mixed team 10-meter air pistol event in Paris 2024 Olympics, combined with is pictured during a training in Turkey. In fact, few people have heard of Turkish shooter Yusuf Dayek prior to the games, but seemingly nonchalant approach to his discipline has earned him celebrity status in Paris. With no specialized equipment, such as custom glasses, large ear protection, or tinted lenses, and a hand casually resting in one pocket, Dayek claimed Turkey's first Olympic medal, a silver, in shooting with teammates Sevel Aidaya Tehran. Even pole vault gold medalist and world record holder Mondo Duplantis imitated the 51-year-old cold stance, hand in makeshift pocket and an outstretched arm holding an imaginary gun. Viewers became obsessed with the confident and apparently laid-back approach through Dayek. Said that his stance is actually about bringing the body to equilibrium and focusing and concentrating. Not every Olympic shooter shares the same approach. South Korea Kim Yi-ji endeared herself to viewers with her more decked-out approach, competing in cap, futuristic glasses, and monochromatic clothing. Next, we have a perfect 10 pose for an almost perfect 10 wave goes viral. Look at that pic. I'm going to say that again. A perfect 10 pose for an almost perfect 10 wave goes viral. It was a celebration worthy of the ages, or at least viral fame. Surfer Gabriel Medina was taking on Kanoa Igarashi, the man who beat him at the Tokyo Olympics and eventually won silver, and he was looking to turn the tide this time around. The Brazilian not only managed to take down a Japanese surfer on July 29th, he did so in part thanks to a near-perfect 9.9 scoring wave on day 3 of the surfing competition in Tahiti. It was the highest scoring wave in Olympic history. The resultant jubilation produced another moment of perfection. Medina limped from his surfboard, raised his finger aloft, and his board just managed to fly parallel to him as photographer JB from France snapped the shot. That's cool. Brazil's Gabriel Medina reacts after getting a large wave in the fifth heat of the men's surfing round three during the Paris 2024 Olympic Games on the island of Tahiti. That's amazing. Next up, we have the emotional Novak Djokovic completes career Golden Slam. On his fifth time trying after a match of extraordinary quality, Novak Djokovic has a late addition to his near-perfect tennis resume, Olympic gold medalist. Djokovic outdueled Spain's Carlos Alcaraz in a brilliant, exhausting men's final at Roland Garros, triumphing 7-3, 7-6 in 2 hours and 50 minutes. With the victory, Djokovic became the fifth player to own what has been dubbed the career Golden Slam by winning all four majors and an Olympic single title. That exclusive group also features Rafael Nadal, Andre Agassi, Steffi Graf, and Serena Williams, who was in the stands to witness the pulsating contest. How much of the triumph meant to Djokovic was immediately evident. Upon winning match point, he roared with delight, dropped to his knees, then tearfully embraced his family and coaching team. He's celebrating his match point, the men's singles gold match against Carlos. Celebrating on his knees. A Serbian flag was soon brought out, and the 37-year-old man to win an Olympic singles gold medal still seemed shaken with joy when he returned to his courtside chair. This is the first title that Djokovic has won all year, but arguably the one he wanted the most. Playing for Serbia has always been my utmost real pleasure, my priority, he said after the match. I'm just so proud to be a part of an elite number of athletes that managed to win gold for their countries in their respective sports, end quote. Next we have Team USA track and field dominance reaches new heights. Team USA are used to dominating in track and field, but in Paris, their level of success was unparalleled. American athletes won 34 medals at the St. France and made up 14 golds, 11 silver, and 9 bronzes. Some of the highlights include Signe McLaughlin-Levrun's dominant performance in the 400-meter hurdles, Noah Lyles finally claiming the 100-meter dash crown, Tara Davis-Woodhull jumping to victory in the women's long jump, and Ryan Croser winning his third straight Olympic shot put gold. It was marked improvement for Team USA for 3 years from the 3 years ago in Tokyo, where it won 26 track and field medals, 7 gold, 12 silver, and 7 bronze. So we won 34 compared to 26 last time. It's pretty good for you. Go US. Mondo Duplantis wins gold and breaks his own world record again. Few athletes are so completely dominant in their sport as Armando Duplantis. The Swedish pole vaulter successfully defended his Olympic title in Paris, but he wasn't satisfied with simply winning the gold. raising the bar to a gargantuan 6.25 meters. Duplantis broke the world record for the ninth time in his career, clearing the height on his third and final attempt at the Stade de France. Let's watch the video.
Honestly, I'm just here for the AT&T business.
Sorry for the advertisement. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear anything about that. And thank you so much for being patient with me.
The party was going to be big. I was going to ask you how it went, but
It really hasn't stopped, honestly. Yeah, probably too big for early morning interviews, honestly. But you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it. I mean, what happened last night was really special, to say the least. So trying to enjoy the moment as much as I can.
the voice is struggling a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I have nothing left, honestly. I guess that explains the voice.
But that says so much. You say you have nothing left. You make it look so easy doing what you do. But how did it feel from where you were yesterday? Because not only did you win Olympic gold, you broke another world record. That is not easy to do.
I did the whole thing. I did everything, yeah. When I was just a kid jumping in my backyard, I feel like I always visualized the moment of world record height, Olympic final, and it's just me against the bar. And then it's like, it's the moment, and it's actually there, and it feels like I've prepared for this for my whole entire life. So I feel like I have this feeling of like peace and confidence that is, yeah, hard to explain really, but for it to work out the way that it did, it's just like unbelievable, really.
Everybody expects you to win. I mean, do you have doubts? Do you feel the pressure?
When I stepped on the track, I just felt like this wave of calmness, and I think I was able to get into the state of just like, this is just pole vault, and this is just what I've been doing since I was just a little kid, and just like, don't overcomplicate it. Just do the same thing that I always do, and just go there and find the rhythm and find the timing that I normally do. I would say like the 80,000 people kind of gave me a little bit of a push there towards the end when I was getting tired.
Yeah, and somebody who wasn't calm, Noah Lyles, he got very excited for you. I mean, what does it mean when you get the congratulations and the respect from the other athletes?
Yeah, I mean, getting I guess the respect and everything from Noah's, of course, super cool. I mean, that's the fastest man in the world, probably the coolest title you can possibly have as a person, honestly, and yeah, which is super awesome. But I think that's part of what makes the Olympics special, honestly.
And I mean, it's the question that we've all been told in this Olympic Games. We're not allowed to ask what's next, but for you, that's another height, is it?
I guess. I don't really know. It's hard to really think about that. I feel like I can't really think about anything after this, and I don't think I really should either. I mean, I think I should just enjoy this, enjoy what I did, because it's very special. I mean, I know I am. I'm very hungry and motivated, and I'm gonna keep wanting more and more always. That's just the way I am as a person. But right now, I'm just like, yeah, enjoy it.
Congratulations, young man. For context, USA Sam's Kendrick took silver after clearing 5.95 meters, 30 centimeters, around 11.8 inches lower than Duplantis' world record, while Greece Emmanuel Krylis was third with 5.9 meters. The 24-year-old has backed himself to break the record again, although that will be a challenge for another day. Quote, I had this feeling of peace and confidence that is hard to explain, but for it to work out the way it did is unbelievable, really. I'm sorry. End quote. He told CNN Sport. Amanda Davies the morning after his record-breaking feats. And there you have it. So that should cover a whole bunch of the Olympic Games, Paris 2024. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. More content coming soon.